Rising Venus signs. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Pisces to new moon in Libra, September 2022. I'm your reader. Mars conjunct Leo rising. Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998 at the time of this recording, 24 years in service. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You can preview the first bunch for free, including the dedication to my mom, who I am visiting up in Saratoga, while we're in negotiations to buy a house up here for me to move. How exciting! Haven't gone to contract yet, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll get done before I head back to Long Island, but you know, divine plan and all of that. What else? Oh yeah, I'm a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle if you can see it up there. A lovely subscription service where you can set your own levels of subscription and the benefits that you give. Right now I've got humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses as my subscription tiers, and digging it big time. So Leos in particular, fixed fire, can be extremely creative. So if you are an artist in any way, shape, or form, a creative type, I highly recommend it. But I get a real kick out of live streaming every morning with a cup of coffee in my bathrobe, talking about the day's astrological weather, the spiritual implications, the magical applications in an unlisted YouTube live stream link, so my patrons can chat with me in the morning, which is just a lot of fun. And we always end with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little something something, which is just a really great way for me to start my day. And I know my patrons are enjoying it as well, because they just keep coming back, right? So let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, an 8-card draw. It's just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waning moon timeline, the releasing, the letting go, the shadow work, if you want to look at it that way. That's why it's called a shadow read. For this full to new in September. And usually this is in front of me when I'm at home, but I've got my clipboard here with the information on it. So let's look at this 2-week timeline. The full moon in Pisces, Saturday, September 10th, 5:59 a.m., which I'm going to be doing my full moon magic then probably 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Going into the 10th. That's Eastern time, by the way. I am in New York, obviously. I'm in Saratoga. But then we are looking at the 2 weeks following the releasing, the letting go, the shadow work, the alchemy. I love the language of spiritual alchemy, because on the periodic table, lead has 3 more atoms than gold. So the process of transforming from toxic to healthy, pain to peace, shadow to light, illusion to truth, fear to love, lead to gold, is that process of releasing or transforming those 3 atoms. So it's not literal alchemy, it's symbolic alchemy. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. Standard YouTube reading rules apply, because your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs might have different takes on the timeline we're about to look at, as well as you might have 4 different timelines going on concurrently of things you need to release, surrender, let go, transform, etc. To now the new moon in Libra, Friday, September 25th, 5:55 p.m. Eastern. And I'm just going to say, a new moon in Libra on Friday is love magic, love magic, love magic, particularly the romantic one. So if that's what you're looking for, just, you know, check your signs, check your readings to release what you can to weed the garden so that you can plant a seed for something, new love, for that new moon in Libra, which is cool. And I'll have the 5-card draws, the waxing moon reads, ready way before that. So put this over here now. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do the very best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to assist you in doing the shadow work Because the truth is there's only one shadow, the collective shadow, but we all have our own, as the Course in Miracles would put it, corner of the garden. So as we clear our garden of the lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, the lead, if you will, we are helping all of humanity, because if we don't, we push it down, it goes down through our personal subconscious into the collective unconscious, and then it pops up somewhere else in the world, usually in pretty horrible, toxic, and often violent ways. So this is your way of doing your work to help all of life on planet Earth, not just the humans. You with me? So I guess that's about it. Enough explanation. Let's do some divination. I am surrounded by nature's beauty here. So as an earth sign of Virgo, though I am Mars conjunct Leo rising, this is just optimal in a lot of ways. So let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. There we go. And here we go. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Because if the cross-watchers apply this to themselves, they're healing themselves, they're healing the Leo they are cross-watching for, as well as the entire Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on planet Earth. So please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, beaming down the codes, the lessons, the plan to all of the other chakras in their energy field, shifting what they attract and what they repel this full to new September 2022. The King archetype, like Lion, is the king of the forest. The king is a masculine family archetype, wicked toxic in its shadow, incredibly beautiful and healthy in its light. All archetypes are neutral, and it is a percentage scale for all of us, shadow to light, lead to gold. So this is the indication of the alchemy. Written on the card is the shadow attribute, the toxic, the unhealthy, the stuff that we don't want to look at, or if we do want to look at it, we don't want anybody else to look at it. The light is what you're shooting for. So there are 9 different archetypal families. There is a feminine family. This is the masculine family, more yang than yin. The shadow attribute, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. I think I've been seeing that somewhere. How about on the news every single day? Very toxic masculine energy, but as toxic as it is as brilliant as it is in the light. The light attribute, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. That's lovely. It's good to beat a king. Well, in the gold, right? In the light. So that sets the archetypal standard here for this reading. So think about that. It has nothing to do with biological gender. I know plenty of men who have dominant queen archetypes, as well as a lot of women who have dominant king archetypes. So let's see what's under that. I just think that's great because Leo's lion is the king of the forest. So we're going to look at the next 4 chakras down. The internal, the yin-ternal, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, whatever you want to call it. Crown, third eye, throat, and heart. Right, the alchemical laboratory, the personal level of power, your mental emotional world, which that king archetype is going to be sending down the codes so that you get everything that you need to do the shadow work. Now, I will say, you have free will in this. It can be delayed but not prevented. Are you going to do the shadow work today, tomorrow, next week, next year, next lifetime, 10 lifetimes from now? Your soul will do it eventually. We'll get you there. But why delay what cannot be prevented? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the South, please. One card in clarity for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Heart, third eye, crown. Because at a minimum, throat chakra, willpower, choices, and decisions, they have the free will to choose to do this shadow work, this healing, this releasing, this alchemy, or not. So please, one card in clarity, leave it in my hand. Heart, third eye, crown, internal dynamic for the Leo Collective. This full to new, September 2022. The High Priestess, Isis, in this deck from Daughters of the Moon Tarot by Fiona Morgan. When it is a major arcana card in a reading like this, it represents heart, third eye, crown all together, the entire interior world, which, you know, is true with the lower three chakras in the next deck. But you've got a king hovering over the head, and the High Priestess here. So you can already kind of get that there's a leadership thing here, but inside, the High Priestess is about secrets and hidden knowledge and depth and intuition. The High Priestess knows a lot, but she don't say a lot. So, you know, crown chakra open, third eye open, throat chakra maybe a little on mute, but the heart chakra as well lined up there. So, you know, if you are, I hate using this word, but if you are a psychic, I don't like that word. Psychic means of the soul, so we're all psychic because we are souls before we come into these bodies in these lives. But it certainly does speak of a certain deeper knowledge and wisdom, an alignment within you that may be very emotional, right? Because obviously it's very feminine energy in the feminine energy yin space within yourself, to maybe bring through some real clarity, guidance, and grace through your leadership. Now, even if you're not technically a leader, right, in the world, we all lead by example. So you may not be talking much, you may not be revealing what you know, but that's fine for a shadow read as you do the interior work. Now, I will say, what I'm getting off of this in particular is that the guidance and grace that is coming to you is for you. Maybe not necessarily for everybody else around you. At this point, trying to tell people, you know, well, you know what you're doing wrong, doesn't help. It never really did. This might be just for you, so that you can be the king in some way, shape, or form in your life. I like it. I like it. Right? Like a king with a good high priestess, they can get a lot done. Wisely and well, let's hope. So, let's look at the external dynamics, the masculine energy with the mythic tarot, lower three chakras, the physical world, you looking at yourself from the outside in, like in a mirror, maybe you from the inside out, looking at a person, place, or thing, can be both, that's called mirroring. By the way, there's a bunch of videos in the description box that I found. One talking about shadow work, the shadow effect. It's sort of like it is a movie, it's a documentary, sort of like The Secret, but for shadow work. So you may want to check that out, as well as a video from Greg Braden, the 7 Essene mirrors, to help explain that it's not just you spot it, you got it. There are 6 other mirrors to that one. So, relationships in the world, root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, your nationality, your political affiliation, where 3 or more are gathered, that's a tribe. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing, money, sex, power, creativity, that kind of stuff. Solar plexus, very Leo dominant, because it's the sun, right? Solar plexus, your relationship to yourself and the world. Your self-esteem as a verb. Your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, what you won't stand for, what you will stand for, your ethics and all that jazz. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of fire, sign of Leo, powers of the South, please, one card in clarity for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video receiving this reading to help them do the shadow work needed for their well-being and for the well-being of all of life. Lower 3 chakra dynamic, outside in, inside out. The masculine energy, this full to new September 2022, and you got the 7 of Swords. So if this is you from the outside looking in, you're really not talking about what's going on here. Very much the sneaky, sneaky card, but also usually about self-preservation of your own mind. Like I said, you know, once the ego learns spiritual language, it uses it as a weapon against you and people around you. Well, I guess you didn't stare at your vision board long enough, right? That's not helpful. You want to be truly helpful, you come from a place of love. So this may very well be biting your lip, right? Particularly with High Priestess on the inner. You might very well be tuned into the truth, but it doesn't feel like you're ready to talk about it. Particularly sharing your shadow work with people who don't understand the language, not helpful. I love my parents. They're a teacher and a lawyer. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, just processing something. I'm a Virgo though, right? Even though the Mars conjunctly are rising makes me want to tell the world, but I don't. That is private. So keep it secret. Keep it safe. Little Gandalf for you there. We're off and running. We got your chakras from 8th to root. Let's get you a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help you bring that into alignment. One of 4 bookie book reads for this one. We've got the Divine Animals Oracle, the Whispers of Lord Ganesh, and the Blessed Bee. Blessed Bee is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel. So let's see what your Ascended Masters have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. I love doing this in a rocking chair. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Masculine Energy, because we got a masculine family archetype of the king there, for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers, watching this video and receiving the energy and the information in this reading, please don't throw the cards across the gazebo. 1 card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Leo collective and cross watchers to help them alchemize the king archetype from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, illusion to truth, lead to gold, with the High Priestess on the inner, which really does say that their alignment's there on the inner. But 7 of Swords on the outer, maybe they're dealing with a sneaky, sneaky situation, person, place, or thing. But it also does say, you know, soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. So give them a healing mantra, knock it out of the park, make it real specific for the Leo collective and cross watchers this full to new September 2022. It's hard to tell if it's 1 card or 2 when it's humid. Deconstructing doubt, perfect. Only my beliefs are in the way. Which is why sharing your inner truths with people who don't speak the language can really make you doubt yourself. There may be time for that eventually. But doubt is just about thoughts, right? You know, the sun doesn't rise in the east and set in the west if the planet turns on an axis, right? So there are things that appear true that aren't, but then there is immutable truth. Like, for example, you're a soul before you're a body, right? The soul is genderless. It has no political agenda. It's like an actor that wants to play every single role to, you know, sharpen its skills, right? Develop its chops lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So we all have doubts. That's part of the human experience. But the divine experience, quite different, and it's all about integrating that. We have to forget who we are in order to remember who we are in this life. So let me read you what Mr. Matt Kahn has to say. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in the way. So we got a king deconstructing doubt. As you deconstruct doubt, you are no longer lost in the concerns and curiosities of what if, but are more rooted in the truth of what is. And during this time of conspiracy theories and aliens and, you know, all that, you're allowed to have your doubts, but to deconstruct them is definitely a shadow work kind of thing. When doubt is deconstructed, hardship is no longer a sign of misfortune. It is an opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and meet the higher aspects of soul, not ego, not personality, soul, that exists just beyond the boundary of the self. So if you identify as a human being, you still have access to the wisdom of the soul and the higher self, but the doubts are going to get in the way, and that's part of the hero's journey of it all. This mantra is ideal for aligning with truth. Come on now. A high priestess on the inner, being more self-actualized, and this is the king. We want an actualized king archetype in the light, and transforming inferiority, because just when I think I'm king, I just begin. That's from the Bush, the Kate Bush, right? We're all on a journey, and king, queen, fool, prince, princess, knight, all of that, those royal energies all lead in some way, right? So to deconstruct your doubt, which means you have to acknowledge, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I'm getting it this way, but, you know, maybe there is some sneaky. But usually the Seven of Swords is about, in a way, protecting the mind, right? Swords, element of air, thought. So I would say this is probably very solar plexus here, as whatever it is you're dealing with on the outside, there might be some deception. So in order for you to lead in that healthier, enlightened way, really need to tune in and deconstruct doubt. And it's a really good mantra. Only my beliefs are in my way. Only my beliefs are in my way. Cool. So we got them chakras there and a mantra. Let's ask your higher self with the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angelo Hartfield. We're also using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha in this 8-card draw. The higher self is the divine part of you. The soul is the immortal part of you on your hero's journey in human form. So let's see what they got to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the Whisper of Love for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading? The piece of information, inspiration, insight most needed so they can alchemize the king, high priestess on the inner, 7 of swords on the outer, deconstructing doubt, this full to new September 2022. It's the Neil Diamond card. Turn on your heart light. I'm trying not to be too loud out here. Let it shine wherever you go. I mean, come on. The heart light, that's Leo, right? To shine your light at full capacity. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love, particularly if you find yourself overthinking. I learned this from Matt Kahn. He said I think it's in his book, Whatever Arises, Love That, or Everything is Here to Help You, I forget which one. But I think he's right on. He says when you're overthinking, it's like an alarm, like a boundary alarm, like a burglar alarm or something, telling you that your heart's not open. So if you find yourself spinning your wheels because there may be false information, sneaky going on in the outer, the High Priestess certainly points towards the heart. She is the gateway to the subconscious mind. If you look at the Rider-Waite Tarot, the High Priestess, look between the tapestry and the pillars and you'll see this little horizontal line telling you that she is at a body of water, and you can see the horizon where the sky and the sea or the body of water separate. So she is the gateway to that, to a deeper truth. And of course, the divine truth is more recognizable when the heart opens, but you have to be in alignment, which of course would lead to a healthier deconstruction of doubt. This makes sense. This does make sense. We still have 3 more cards left. So we're going to do the Divine Animals Oracle. Because if you're going to do the shadow work, you might as well know what your spirit animals and totems are to help you along the way. I love this deck, the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Got a really loud blue jay hanging out with me. Hi, blue jay. BJ. So chatty. Let's tune into this one. Please take a nice deep breath. Chatty. Still point. There we go. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power, support, protection, as well as an oracle message to help them alchemize the king, high priestess on the inner, seven of swords on the outer, deconstructing doubt. Only their beliefs are in the way, as they consistently do their best to turn on their heart light this full to new September 2022. The goat. Oh, you got a goat. Did somebody get your goat? Reliability. Hi! Nature child archetype much? Yeah. That would be me. So, reliability, the goat, card number 19. Now, you notice when I do these at home, because of the lighting, I need the magnifying glass. Out here, don't need it. So it's not that my eyes are failing. It's just a question of lighting. No one needs to be backlit on camera. Or side lit, for that matter. Oh, I just skipped past it. Card number 19. Now I'm just going to read the first part in here, which is the verbal description, and then the magical application. Card number 19, goat. Breathe. Keyword, reliability. Is your word reliable? Can you be counted upon? Make your way successfully step by step, steady as she goes. Nourish yourself. We should climb mountains, not carry mountains. Ooh, reliability. Very Capricorn vibe there. The magic, goat magic, and specifically the magic of Thor's mountain goat. Chris Hemsworth alert. It is one of reliability and sure-footedness. Goats are remarkably athletic and agile on mountainsides and difficult terrain. They are robust creatures, able to withstand the cold or rough environments, and are available to all people, rich or poor. Ain't that the truth? Call upon goat energy when you need stability and balance in a precarious situation. Seven of Swords on the outer, big time, right? Sneaky, sneaky. Or when you need nourishment after a period of scarcity. Well, that do make sense, don't it? So, you know, is this a question of reliability? That, you know, what the data on the outer is not necessarily matching the intuitive content on the inner, and for a king that can be really bad because you only need one piece of false information put forth as truth by the king, and if the king thinks it's the truth, I think we've seen this on planet Earth quite a bit, then it screws everybody. Where this is really saying, all right, I'm going to open my heart. My beliefs are in the way. I need to look at this from a more holistic, higher vibe, so that there is a reliability, not just your reliability, but perhaps revealing the reliability of whatever your doubts are, right? The truth that would set you free as you deconstruct your doubts. But with an open heart, you'll get more of the soul's point of view than the ego's. And remember, the personality is in the end, right? The ego, the soul, hey man, right? And the personality can only hear one of those voices at any given time. Very Course in Miracles, by the way. All right, 2 more cards left in this 8-card draw. Whispers of Lord Ganesh, the the latest deck that I have bought, I guess last month or the month before, from the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. Hey Veronica, she a Leo. If you're watching this, the owner, saw her yesterday. It was really good to see her. But I told him not buying anything because I got to ship all my shit up here. So, Lord Ganesh, however, Hindu god, elephant-headed Hindu god of success, of prosperity, of wealth, but also in the West, for some reason, everybody knows Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. So, if you think of those three atoms in lead, removing those to make gold, this could be helpful, and like I said, it is our third bookie book read, and then we'll end with The Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. Please take a nice deep breath, because this is so lovely. Still point. My beloved, our beloved Lord Ganesh, elephant-headed Hindu god of removing obstacles, etc. Please, you have such a good sense of humor, and I love working with you. Please, one card in clarity for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is your guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power, as well as your oracle message to help the Leo Collective and cross-watchers alchemize the king, high priestess on the inner, seven of swords on the outer, deconstructing doubt because only their beliefs are in the way, turning on their heart light, for reliability for themselves, like, are they honorable to their word? Are they sure-footed? Are they steadfast? Are they strong? Step by step. Goats do not run up a mountain usually, so maybe this is at a slower pace than a Leo would like. So please, what is your guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power? Your oracle message for the Leo Collective and cross-watchers this full to new September 2022. Belonging. That's very high on Maslow's period of fulfillment. Big time. Belonging. Everybody wants to belong. And the truth is we're all one. So we belong to the one, but then we come down here and forget that. So we have things like racism and, you know, misogyny and class warfare and shit like that. But, you know, you're rich in one life, you come back as poor in the next, right? Whatever you're racist about in this life, you're coming back as to play both sides, because an actor wants to, you know, cover all the angles, so to speak, in a more incarnational sense. So card number 41. I'm going to read you this one. I was going to read it anyway, because I'm still not familiar with all of these yet. Yeah, it's just one page. Belonging. Breathe. Card number 41, belonging. In this card, Ganesha uses the mouse as his vehicle. Where's that? Oh, there he is. Can you see a little mousy down there? In this card, Ganesha uses the mouse as his vehicle, which signifies his triumph over the ego. In Hindu mythology, the mouse symbolizes the ego, for the ego can eat away at all that is good and decent in a person, like the doubts of the ego. Belonging seeks to solve the predicament of the ego's own perceived separation. Just said that, right? We're all one. We come down here and we forget. We fall prey to the illusion of separation. Since the ego has no conscious memory of its connection to others and to source, just saying what I just said, you experience a need to get out of seclusion by bonding with the people around you. These people can be your family, peer groups, or your community. So, just to stick a pin in that for a second, that Seven of Swords on the outer could very well be tribal dynamic too, if you're feeling a deception amongst a certain circle of friends, of family, or just in society in general. The ego is neither good or bad. Thank you, it's neutral. But simply a necessary part of you in this existence. The ego can manifest inclinations that are either more positive or more negative in nature. That's free will. Choose gold over lead little by little by little. There are many positive aspects to belonging. You develop your ability to love, turn on your heart light, Connect, bond, share, and care for others. See, now that's the king. That is the king that we want. That's like Arthur and Excalibur and all that. Mists of Avalon, very problematic now. You see yourself more clearly through the mirror of relationships. Greg Braden, 7 Essene Mirrors, go watch it. It is important in belonging that you try not to seek approval through others. Through this card, Ganesha is here to help you focus on the positive feelings from being part of a community. Learn to trust and ask for help and rely on others. And look, I'm Mars conjunct Leo rising. This is sort of what I'm going through in terms of buying a house, right? Because, you know, the pictures on Zillow don't always match the information, right? So that's why you send in inspectors, right? And I love this place that I'm looking to buy. It's beautiful, it's perfect. I'll have an office and a studio, so I can do the paperwork in one and just lights, camera, action in the other. It's got a jacuzzi bathtub, right? I really want it, but is it reliable, right? Is the foundation solid? You get the idea. And that sense of belonging. That's why I'm moving up here. There's nothing left for me on Long Island. So all the signs are pointing here. 10 minutes from my mom and my stepfather. You know, so I can relate to this reading, but right now it's really about the intuitive process. It feels like the right place, but I'm going to be the king of that castle, not just the prince here. Cool, just to give you a little how I can relate to that, because divination is one of my mystical arts. So let's get our last card down, the Blessed Be, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. Although they are Celtic, I consecrated the deck to the pantheons of all pantheons, traditions, lineages, and cultures, but this does indicate the gold within the lead, the hidden blessing, that if you just do the work to the best of your ability, don't worry about anybody else's way of doing it, just find your own way through, obviously turning on your heart light, being reliable, deconstructing doubt for a sense of belonging, that will help reveal this to you. And then really to think about that new moon in Libra on a Friday, you're really clearing out a lot of room here for new love to sprout in maybe some sense of belonging. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures throughout time and space, but particularly planet Earth would be helpful, please. One card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. Should they do the alchemy of the king and the 8th high priestess on the inner, 7 of swords on the outer, deconstructing doubt, turning on their heart light, finding reliability with the totem, the spirit animal of the goat, with Ganesh, helping them remove the obstacles with belonging. What's the hidden blessing? This full to new, right? Yeah, September 2022. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Uh-oh. Just to tell you, this morning I woke up to an Instagram message of someone saying, I got a message, you know, a messenger thing on Instagram saying, I felt a special bond with you. Do you need a reading? And I read her for filth. I was like, how dare you? Real readers don't do that. You will never see me reach out to a prospective client. Never. You gotta go to the witch, right? The witch can't go door to door. So if anybody does that, it's a scam. Trust me, I would never do that. That's intrusive and it's prostituting your art. There, I said my piece. I'll try not to harp on that too much. How dare you? How dare you? So so we do these blessings for realsies here on the Drawing the Circle Productions YouTube channel. Card number 29. I'll get the card ready. Blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. I'm going to read the blessing in the thing. And then we'll go right into the last part if you want to hang out for it, where I release the Leo collective, usually by letting the humor out, the goofy. We unchain the goofy. Let's see how this goes. Please take a nice deep breath. Fingers. And away we go. Pantheon, say it through me. Card number 29. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing to help you through a conflict that must be faced with courage and compassion for all involved. Battles in our lives are not always the way we have seen them depicted. They may not be a fight or a confrontation or the clash of swords swinging. Most of us do not want the battle. We want the peace, and to talk and parlay our way through the differences and the difficulties within our lives. Many times we may walk away knowing that the battle will bring about more damage than we can face. And at other times, we must walk through the fires of confrontation and go into a battle we did not want, but which can no longer be avoided. Think of a king. Like Arthur did not want to fight Mordred, pick your spelling, right? It was his son with his sister. Royalty, right? But he had to. He just had to. It did not go well. Which can no longer be avoided. So this is a blessing on those who are to face a battle they wished was not theirs to fight, but it has become clear that they have no choice but to confront, to bring out their arms and to fight. This is totally like that conversation I had with that Instagram reader, who's probably not a reader at all, scam artist. An indication though. To bring out their arms and to fight. It may be with the law, it may be with wits, it may be through speaking your truth, and it may be by refusing to accept what another has determined is enough for you. It may be with a challenge or a condition or an injustice or a cruelty, or someone has sold you, what do they call that? A false bill of goods, right? With that Seven of Swords on the outer. So here's the actual blessing. Breathe. Whatever the nature and form of the battle before you, accept now this blessing upon you. For your courage, Leo. For your reluctance to bring aggression into the world. For your refusal to run. For your determination to see this story through. And for the belief you now have in yourself, and whatever cause it is that you now stand up for. As a king and a leader, yeah. For your warrior's heart, which is blessed with courage and strength, of the feeling of fear, yet the ability to stand your ground. For the swinging of the sword and the raising of the shield, for the quiet in the chaos that you will find, and for the sacrifice you will make in order to see this through. You are blessed, and your warrior spirit is rising, and it is blessed. For you are no aggressor or foolish conqueror, like a king maybe. You are a soul who will no longer run from what stands between you and the rest of your beautiful life. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So let it be, and so it is, and I can see this for myself as a Leo just with the move itself. 5-hour drive with 3 cats in the car, that's going to be a challenge, but, you know, reliability for a sense of belonging, totally worth it. So did it make sense to you? Did it click a little? Then hit the thumbs up. Help the other Leos find it. I'm no longer monetized on YouTube, so it's not benefiting me, although I would like to eventually get to 2,000 subscribers after all these years of doing it. I got shadow banned. But that's why I'm over on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I got my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, eventually adding mystic, probably once I'm settled into the new digs, if I get the new digs this time around. So go check it out every morning. Come chat with me. Having a lot of fun. And I'm keeping it affordable, right? There are different prices for subscriptions, so check it out as you will. And that being said, if you want to book me for a private reading, it's easy enough to do. There is a video in the description box called Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. And no, they have not given me the new joke for that yet, so I'm sticking with it. Otherwise, seriously, my Leos, hang in there. There are some doubts, and you need to deconstruct them. Only your beliefs are in the way, but let that not stop you for standing up for what you believe in and what you feel like you want to belong to with reliability. Because if somebody's unreliable, take the time. Go slow, step by step. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed from the gazebo in Saratoga. I love you all so much, my Leos. Let them hear you roar. Hang in there. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.